Adams, Samantha with Digital Velocity and SEO, and here is the screencast video that I told you about that I would shoot for you. So before we talk about your website, I wanted to talk about your Google business listing. So I pulled up your Google business listing here, and what we do when we work with somebody new is we go in here and just optimize their whole entire listing. So making sure that you have, new photos, before and afters are really great. If you can get those while you're on the job site. Making sure that they're geotagged for your location too, because it looks like you have an actual storefront. So making sure that all those videos have this address in it is going to help point things, at you too. So doing that, making sure that all of your services are listed in here, with service descriptions that have keywords in them. Making sure that you are getting new reviews. So see, you have one product here. So instead of doing products, there's a spot where you can do services. So I wouldn't list this as a product. I would list all of your services that you do, new doors, door repair, etc., etc., in the services. So reviews, it looks like you've got a few, but 78, that's not too bad. But to get more reviews, things that we've done before is make like a flyer for you to hand out after you complete a job that's got a QR code that leads directly to your Google business listing, because usually about 4 reviews a month is what they like to see. So the most reviews you get, the better. Making sure that your description is updated, it's got some keywords thrown in there, making sure all your socials are linked. I'm not sure if you have other socials or if Facebook's the only one that you have, but it'd be worthwhile to build out, an Instagram and a Twitter and Pinterest, all those kind of things. If not, if you're not going to be active on them, that's okay, but just having them linked here, it helps. So, those are kind of some of the things. We do a lot more than that, but some of the things that we do to optimize your Google business listing. And so, to get into the map pack, which I know you know about because that's what we talked about on the phone, but so a web page is split into several different areas. So this is Google Guaranteed, or it's called Google Verified now. It's an ad program through Google, and you show up right here at the very, very top. If you're interested in doing this is a really great way to get leads. And unlike PPC, pay-per-click, where you're paying for clicks and impressions, and your competitor could technically go on your ad and click your ad a bunch of times and run up your ad cost. Google Verified is basically just for qualified leads. So you set inside of the program dashboard, you toggle on and off certain aspects of the job. And then you also set your service area. So calls are only supposed to come in from your service area, and for the jobs that you toggle on, sometimes they'll come in for, other stuff. You'll get marketing calls. You'll get calls for somebody looking for a job, and those things, the AI scans all the calls and will refund you for those kinds of calls. So you're really only paying for, the leads that you want. And they're not as expensive as pay-per-click is either. So that's the first thing that comes up on a web page. Then you've got your regular sponsored ads. So this person is doing pay-per-click here. And then you've got your map pack. So what it takes to get into the map pack is that optimized Google business listing. And then what's called citations. So that's going to be your name, address, and phone number as it's listed on Google in different directories across the web. So places like Yext, Yellow Pages, BBB, Facebook, Silex. Places where there's a business directory, and what we do is we go in and build 200 of those citations, so that you far surpass your competition, and so that it takes them a while to catch back up to you. And that's 50% of the ranking factor for your Google map, your Google business listing. And then we also do SEO on Google business listings. So basically the same kind of SEO. Well, it's different, but SEO for your website, and then there's SEO for your Google business listing. Doing SEO on your Google business listing is going to be faster than SEO. SEO is always, I tell people, it's the long game. It takes an investment. It takes patience. And eventually you'll see a return from it, and you'll be producing your own leads. So any ad costs that you had, those ads can be turned off, and you can just rely on your website for your leads. But it does take a little while to get there. So SEO on your Google business listing is going to be faster than that. But then underneath there is is where your website comes into play. So this is the organic search listings. So I looked you up on, well, actually, let me talk about something on the website really quick. So Google really likes to see 1,500 to 2,000 words of content on your website, on your homepage, and then service pages built out for all the services that you do. So, you know, we would add content here to be able to target keywords, and keywords are anything that someone types into Google to find you. So like garage door repair Olympia, that would be a keyword that you would want to rank for. So you rank for those keywords by putting them into the content on your website, and then by doing monthly SEO to build backlinks to those words, and et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, the more content you have, the more opportunities you have to target those keywords. So, you know, making sure that you've got enough content on this homepage, because it looks like you just have a review, and then building out service pages for each one of these services that you do. So these should all be their own page and have, you know, a lot more content, at least 500 words on supporting pages, to be able to target the keywords that are related to this service. And then you also need location pages. So, you know, having a page for Olympia, Tumwater, Lacey, anywhere else that you serve, you know, so that you can target keywords that are for that location as well. So there's some stuff on your website that could definitely be improved to help with SEO. And I plugged you into a tool that I use here called Ahrefs, and this basically tells me, oops, I got to sign back in. This basically tells me, like, the back end of your website, shows me, you know, what the UR and DR score, which is basically the trust that Google has in you, that you are who you say you are and you do what you say you do, and the power that's being driven to your website. And you drive power to your website through what's called backlinks. So this is the UR and DR here. The backlinks is basically like a link that is on another website that leads back to your site. So if there was a blog post about garage doors and the author provided a link back to your website, if it's what's called a do follow link, then that would mean that the website was saying, hey, Google, it's okay for you to share my power with them. So basically you build backlinks to the keywords, and that's how you move up into the search results for keywords. So keywords are extremely important. This is how you're going to bring in all of your organic traffic. So it looks like you've got 11 keywords here, and you're bringing in, I think it said 34 traffic per month. So for garage door Olympia, Washington, there's 80 people searching for that. You're getting 8 of those traffic, and that's because you're in the 5th position. So if you're ranking higher for these keywords, you'd be getting more of a bigger chunk of that traffic. But your competitors here are ranking for a lot more keywords than you are, and they're bringing in a lot more traffic. So that tells me that there is traffic in this area to bring into your site. So this one, I think, is they're across the United States. They have different locations, so this isn't really relevant, but this is a more localized result, which is hung right doors. So they're showing up for 35 keywords and getting 393 organic traffic. So this, that's a pretty good number. We could definitely funnel some of that traffic off. Let's look at their keywords. So what we're looking here for here is location-specific keywords. So, that they're in the area that you service, so they're more likely to convert for you when they make it to your website. So garage door repair Olympia, Washington, they're ranking first for this, and they're getting 55 traffic out of that 150. So you can see, they're ranking pretty much on the first page for all of their keywords, which is why they've got a lot of traffic. So, and these are all keywords that we would want to go after for you besides, their name. But these are all location-specific keywords, so these are all a good example of the keywords that we would want to get you ranking for too. So we just go through and we do all the competitor research, of your top 5 competitors, and find all the keywords that maybe even they're missing, and evaluate whether they're going to be keywords that are going to bring you traffic that is intent on purchasing, and then we get you ranking for those by doing monthly SEO to your website. So those are kind of some of the ways that that we could help you out. I know you said that you were interested in doing your Google business listing, so we do a separate charge for that for SEO than we do like regular SEO. And the way that I do my proposals, it'll basically break down everything that, like, if you wanted to do the website, it would break down what I need to do on the website, and then it would break down all of the SEO packages that we have, and then you've got options for ads and social media too. So I hope you found this helpful, and I will get this sent off to you here quickly, and hope to hear from you soon. Thanks.